move on. A big issue is going on right now in the gay community. We talk about, is there gay community and is there gay culture? And that is about our rainbow flag. It's being heavily discussed that we have a major makeover. Empower this week did a post that got lots of response and about the modification. You see the modification in the flag and addition of colors. What do y'all think about the move on the modification of the rainbow flag?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank everybody. I made these posts, question of the days, in our It's Happening Out group page, which you guys, if you are not on that page, get on it. It's all the tea. And I posed this question about what people think about modifying our gay flag. Overwhelmingly, and by the way, last I checked right before we went to air, there was 110 comments, and people were still commenting, debating, and fighting with each other over this issue. So it is a really hot topic. My position, I think, is well known, but I will say it again. I do not think that our flag needs to be messed with. I think that I think that the flag, in and of itself, the colors represent all of us, and it's not about race. I do think that every group that feels like they want to have their own flag, just like the United States of America, should have their own flag if they want. And I'm not against any group or any section of our LGBT community, wanting to have additional colors in the flag or change it. I'm not for any, against that. I'm just saying, for myself, I don't want to be under the banner.
You want the tradition.
Right, I don't want to be under the banner of that. And one other thing is, there were people, and valid arguments made, that certain people did not feel like they were included. They felt excluded from our LGBT community, and they felt like we need another flag.
Why is
or
that?
a do-over.
Why? Because there's not a specific color, are you excluded from the broad gay community?
I don't know, and I feel like this. First of all, adding another color is not going to change how you feel. If you feel excluded from the gay community, slapping another color or another stripe up on our gay flag is not going to change a damn thing. We need to change the community so that the flag that we have, it lives up to what it was supposed to live up to.
This is why the leather flag makes so much more sense, because when it was created by Tony DeBlaze in 1989, it was not ever meant to be the de facto official flag. It was meant to represent whatever people interpreted it to be. It was meant to change over time to appeal to whatever the audience needed. It was literally there to evolve with the times. It's one of those other things that we don't talk about leather culture enough, and how important it is to gay culture as a whole. Because, leather history is extremely important in terms of gay history, and we don't know enough about it. So let me explain that again. Tony DeBlaze in 1989. This was never supposed to be anything particular.
See,
why is the pride flag the same thing?
I didn't hear a single word you said, and the reason is because
you don't listen.
When you rang that bell, I went to Tom of Finland, and all thinking stopped. Wait.
Over-sexualization is yet another problem.
I want to move to Aaron in this conversation. You made a comment this week in social media that I took note of because it was kind of breathtaking. You basically said, we don't need to modify the flag, we need to burn it.
Ditch it. Ditch the rainbow flag altogether. And here's the thing. A lot of the comments, and I found very interesting. Now, when this conversation first came up a year or so ago, I was every bit for. Originally, it was just about adding the black and brown stripe, and I was very for that because I think we have a major issue of race in our community and of excluding people of color. But my position on that has changed. No, I don't think we need to modify it. I think we need to ditch it completely. At this point, a lot of the comments said that, well, the rainbow flag is already inclusive. I'm going to go ahead and call bullshit on that. Plain and simple, I'm calling bullshit. The first Pride was a riot, in case anybody forgot. It was started by trans women of color. And a lot of people don't even know the names of those trans women of color. So if the gay flag is supposed to represent our history, we don't know our own history. So it's failing at that.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's also, that's only American history. That's not how prides have existed in other countries.
To that point, two of the names that are frequently brought up, that a lot of people do know at this point, finally, Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera. Thank you to them.
Yes!
And they're very important to me and prominent to me in this conversation specifically because of the fact that we do finally include them in our narrative and our history. But what a lot of people don't know, did you know that in 1973 they were banned from the Pride Parade? Yeah. That they were, Sylvia Rivera gave us a famous speech now called Y'all Better Quiet Down. You can watch it on YouTube, where she's standing talking about issues of race, issues of discrimination, and all that intersect with the issues of the gay community. And she's being booed by a sea of white, cisgender gay men. Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera both suffered breakdowns. Sylvia quit activism for 2 decades because of this. Our community outcast them back then. And sure, now that they're dead, we say, oh, they're our heroes, but we completely erase the rest of this history. And at this point, Power, I have to agree with one thing that you said, which was that adding another stripe isn't going to change that. And that's why my stance has changed about, no, I don't think we need to modify it. My name isn't Phoenix by some coincidence. I think we need to set it on fire and start over and create something that actually brings the whole community together. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, setting it on fire and starting over ain't gonna change a damn thing.
No.
The ideal that was made with the original flag, yes, our community has fallen short time and time again. But the problem therein lies in the community to reach that ideal. Starting over, putting another stripe, throwing some glitter on it, or whatever you want to do, ain't going to help.
I agree, but people got so militant about being against this.
Yes!
What's ironic to me is that we had a black stripe added to the pride flag back in the late 80s, early 90s. It was actually added for AIDS victims. Nobody had a problem then. But when you want to add a black stripe for people of color, for trans people of color, everybody freaks out.
Whatever black stripe was added
because it was not a big deal, but now all of a sudden everybody is freaking out and losing their minds.
Also, it was a big deal when that happened because of what was going on in the country.
Nobody was debating it, though. Nobody was protesting it.
Well, there wasn't. It's happening out.
This is ugly. First of all, it's no shade.
That is not a nice thing to say to Al, okay?
To me, it's
Are you talking to me?
You do. No, but to me, it's like if they added a black stripe, which I don't know, and I was around in the 80s, and if they added a black stripe, maybe they added it and it was so subtle that it looked good.
True.
But this is very, very visible, and to me, it don't look right. So for me, it's like, okay, if we want to include everybody, let's start working on the problems in the community so people feel included. Fuck the flag.
Yeah. And that's my point exactly.
But I don't mean fuck the flag.
Fuck the flag, fuck LGBTQ, let's just restart everything.
But I have been waiting all week because we already knew very, very few times do me and Aaron not agree. So you are looking at a legendary show.
But when we do, girl.
So we already knew we weren't going to agree on this, but I really wanted to hear, because what you said was what do we call it? Sound bites.
Yes. Wait, I want to point out in terms of this battle over the flag, I get ready. I'm going to issue a trump card in terms of
oh my God,
no, a card in terms of voting on who wins.
Okay, so Russian
let
interference.
me show you. This is Power's note card. You probably can't see it. And look at Aaron's note card here. It's amazing, all of the doodles and the graphics. So therefore,
you have no idea
Aaron
how many
wins.
I had so many note cards thrown away.
How does Aaron know?
Now like my card. I want to declare that does sound like some Trump card Russian interference bullshit.
Joe, I apologize. We have to move on because Power and Aaron have sucked all the oxygen out of the room. So I'm